what did you two say after you crossed the line? You both won a medal, but perhaps wasn't quite the medal you wanted.
Yeah, well, for me, I was just happy to get upgrade from last year. I mean, like, everyone was kind of not giving me a hard time, but maybe a little bit being like, why didn't you do 15? Why didn't you do 15? And I was like, well, I feel like I've got something to show in the 8, and it's not something that the girls are too good. You can't go into it half baked and expect to be the best in the world or come out with the medal. So yeah, I was just so happy to run my fastest ever time, big PB, and obviously get a medal. And I'm thrilled.
It shows that international competition, there's even when you make some training partners, you dipped her on the line.
Yeah.
Hundredths of a second.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
Yeah, well, that's racing, and yeah, I feel like looking at this champs, I was like, I looked at the men's marathon and saw what that came down to. No stranger to a dip last year in Paris. Like, it was very fine margins for the medals, and I feel like every race now it's such small margins. And yeah, we were actually talking about it in the warm-up area, like with some of the physios. They were like, oh, what do you do? Do you dive? Do you throw the arm? Do you just like put your ponytail first? And so it was like coming into my mind in the final few steps, and yeah, you're just trying to get there as quickly as you can.
When did Lillian come on your radar? She was a 1:58 runner at the start of the year.
Yeah.
She's obviously improved quite a lot, but she was only ranked 17th in the world. When did you start thinking she's a contender for a medal?
I so she came second in Keely's comeback race, but Keely beat her by loads. So that's when I started to be like, 156 runner, like, and then I thought in the rounds she looked really dangerous. Like, she did a 157, 156, and looked very smooth doing it. So I was really thinking today that like she would be a big threat to come through.
And when was there a moment that you thought you might win gold?
Yeah, I think I got a bit boxed on the inside coming in, and Trev said, don't go on the inside rail, don't go on the rail. And it's just hard when you're coming around the bend and you see a gap, and your other option is to go wide. So I did think for a moment I was going to win it, but I felt really good in the race, so I'm really happy.
What about the actual speed of the race, George? Like 26, that's 255 the bell. Were you thinking, this is out of my comfort zone?
I didn't know. I didn't really see what time it was at the bell. Like, my plan was very similar to Paris last year. I was like, don't get boxed. Don't get drops. Just like get on the back of them. And I feel like as long as I can hang on, then I can come through at the end. The mistake that I made in like Zurich Diamond League final and other races is I've just had too much to make it back. And so I was just feeling actually really good. And when I got to 120, I was like, I feel good. Yeah.
You were deliberately prominent, weren't you? Because you haven't been necessarily doing that during the season. You've often hung back and hit late, but you're actually really up with the pace.
I know. I was like, that's the bit where I need to change about my race. Like, I need to get into a good position and hold it, and don't get kind of pushed back, and just make sure I'm digging deep in the middle bit, because I know I can come strong at the end. So that's what I was trying to do.
How hard was it with Mary with her elbows and also speeding up, slowing down? Was that made it hard?
It is hard. It's tiring. Like, you are surging and trying to, save your energy, but it's hard to kick off the pace when you're already doing a bit of fartlek. But I actually felt okay. Like, I felt like I was settling in, and still had something to come through at the end.
How proud are you of the impact that it might have of two British women, medaling in that race? I think you said before you hoped it would inspire young girls.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like it's great for Great Britain. We've had a lot of a tough champs out here, so we really wanted to come back and get some medals on the board. And yeah, like, obviously me and Keely were very good friends, we're teammates. Of course, we're competitors when it comes to race day, but hopefully it can show that like you can train and be the best in the world. And I definitely wouldn't have been able to run 154 this year. If she wasn't a training partner.
You often talk about how different the two of you are and how customized your training programs are. So what does it say about the way that you train and the two of you as individuals, how close you actually end up coming, being great people?
I think it's interesting. I think it goes to show like that there isn't a set path to being a good 800 metre runner. I mean, if you look at like Jess Hull and what she did in the semis, like, it's very different to like a Mary Mora, but actually they're running very similar times. And I think that's cool. Like, it doesn't matter, you can work to your strengths and still come to the world stage and do really well.
Has the team talked at all about why we perhaps haven't done quite as well? Has there a theme, or has it just been a bit of bad luck and injuries?
Not sure. I think it's a lot harder than it looks to like every year come out and do your best and just be hot every single year. We obviously had a really good Olympics, and I think, it's just hard. Like, I think you'll hear lots of people in the interviews being like, it's hard work, and I found this year a lot harder mentally than I found last year. Like being the underdog last year was just so much fun, and then this year I found the rounds a lot more stressful. And I think once you reach the top, so for people like Keely, like KJT, like everyone who's done so well in the past, it's just the bar is so high. So it's just working on the mindset, I think.
I know you had a brilliant 2 years and you can't rewind the clock, but is there a bit of you now that's thinking, you know, you were watching the Olympics, Olympics on the sofa, is there a bit of you now that wishes you hadn't come back sooner than you did?
I don't know, like obviously on paper, like I look at what Keely's achieved at 23 and I think, you know, we were like running very similar times when we were like 11, 12, 13, so it's like, okay, if I went and did what Keely did as in my young 20s, then maybe Trev would be able to do what he did with me. But at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't have met my husband, I like wouldn't have experienced what I've experienced in life. So I just think I'm on my own path, and I'm where I want to be at World Championships, running my fast 7 times. So yeah, I think it's cool.
What do you put that down to? Because there's 2 years running where you've pulled out the best time in the final.
Yeah.
And you said how tough it is to perform at championships. Why do you think you've been able to do so?
I think I'm good at rising to the occasion at championships. That everyone said to me that track is crazy fast and very similar to Paris, like huge full stadiums, everyone cheering you on. Today I wasn't really thinking about the time, but I knew it would just be fast, and I think that often happens in diamond leagues when you're trying to chase times. You don't run as fast, and then you get to a championship where there's no pacemaker, but everyone's, you know, going for it, and you just by chance fighting for a medal end up running fastest times.
Does your path continue to do both distances? I think you said about 15s again.
Yeah.
Moving up.
Yeah, it depends what Faith Kipkegon wants to do. Yeah, if she decides to move up, I would love to go into 1500 meters thinking I can win it and being like a 154 800 meter runner. Like I think hopefully would put me in a really good position to win 1500s, but yeah, if she stays around for a few more years, it's tough. So I don't know, we'll take it year by year, but I am happy that I decided to just put all my eggs into the basket for the 800 for one championships at least and see.
Thank you, well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.